What's going on, guys, and welcome to week 3 of the Underdog experiment. And we here at the Underdog experiment, what we are trying to do is take that 10% of your day in which your conscious side is essentially active and implanting that with positive things in your life, 4 things, primarily themes that will help improve your life. We have 4 pillars that we are aiming for and trying to take advantage of that 10% of the day, because the other 90% of your day you are essentially on autopilot. So we're trying again to take advantage of that. That's what this Underdog experiment is about. And so in doing so, we are on week 3, which is people skills. We have gone over week 1, which is time management, and week 2, which is health. I do have all those videos in a playlist, which you guys can start from week 1. There's no particular order you really have to go, although I would say that you should start with time management, because it is good to know how to block your time and incorporate these things that we are trying to teach here. So ultimately, that's what we got. That's where we're at with Underdog experiment. We're on week 3. And also, for those people out there, if you do enjoy this video, hit the like button, share this video so you can get the Underdog experiment out there so people can actually improve their lives and know how to improve their lives in that 10% of their day. And also, if you guys would like to support the channel, I do now have a link down in the description where you guys can do that. So without further ado, with all that said, Underdog experiment, week 3, where are we at? We are with people skills. Now, why do I believe people skills? Out of all these 4 pillars, why do I believe it is important? Well, for those people, again, learning these things for a better life, that video is where I actually talked about these 4 different ideas, these themes essentially, that will help build your life to a better life, and why I believe so. And in week 3 here, about people skills, why do I believe people skills is so important? Well, me coming from a place where, people used to tell me I was shy, and I never really believed that. I was essentially in an environment in which I felt, which I was essentially told that if you don't have anything valuable to say, essentially don't say it, right? And so I come from that mindset. And so when people used to tell me I was shy, I never really believed it, right? I think there were different parts of my life where I may have believed it, but when I came to it, when someone would talk to me, I could talk freely and it wouldn't really hold me back, right? It wasn't something that I felt I was shy and I didn't want to express myself, because it was something that piqued my interest. I would definitely express myself. And so, in that being said, I've, throughout my adult years, if you're any kind of in corporate environment, you can go really deep on whatever it is that you're working, right? If you're a nurse, if you're a programmer, if you're an architect, if you're the plumber, all these other different things, you can become extremely experienced in these things, right? And it can get you far, but it will never leverage you up. And right here, what we're trying to teach you is about leveraging tools to level up your game, right? And improving your life. And people skills can bump you up so much faster, right? So soft skills that help you improve your life to a point to where you are leaps and bounds in front of that next guy that may be more talented than you as far as the skill set, but you can express your ideas, you know how to interact with people, you know how to network, right? All these things will help level you up much more quicker than just knowing a skill and just concentrating on that. And so that's why I believe people skills is one of those things that you really have to learn. And when I mean about people skills, I mean about networking, right? I mean about eye contact, about body language. All those things are extremely important when talking to people. And you wouldn't typically think so, but when we are talking with somebody, you have to realize that subconsciously, our brain is working in the background and trying to essentially tag those things that will help us get a better understanding of where this person's coming from. And if you are closed off, if your arms are crossed, right, if your head is down, if you are not looking at the person directly in the eyes, right, all these things, they matter. Right? People want someone with confidence. People want somebody that understands what they're talking about, especially depending on what realm you are talking about. But ultimately, these things really matter. You are always trying to sell yourself, whether you want to believe that or not. And that's why people skills is so important and can level up your life in general. Again, you may feel like you're not getting anywhere in life. And this may be the one most important thing that can help you leverage your position in life. and help you get those things that you want. It's about building relationships and knowing how to do that. And by learning these skills, these people skills, you can really leverage friendships, relationships, personal or even business relationships, right? Is ultimately trying to understand that's where you're coming from, and that's what you're trying to do, and that's what we're aiming for on the people skills this week. So with that being said, we understand why people skills is a major theme for this week, because I believe that's going to help you leverage where you're at, your position in life right now. And you can see dramatic results instantaneously when you start applying these skills. So with that being said, I did touch upon learning these things for a better life. Again, this is where all these 4 pillars come from, so that's linked down in the description. Have all the videos from the past videos that we've done from week 1, week 2, the 2 lives each week, and the premieres for those. Those again are all down in the description if you guys have missed anything. What to expect, as always, every Sunday premiere, you always see it. We go over the theme that we're talking about, right? The recaps, week's theme, goals. That's what we do on Sundays, so you guys can get a brief understanding of what's going to happen that week and where to essentially focus your interest right now. Again, you don't have to go in order of these videos. If you're catching these videos later, you can always do them in whatever order you feel. Again, I do highly recommend that you do start with time management, just so you know how to block your time, so you, again, can take advantage of that 10% of your day. Again, on Mondays, I always go over talking points on Mondays and essentially the insights, right, onto my experiences, and talk as a group, right? If people are there, we're trying to have some interaction on what people skills, like this week's theme will be people skills, like what people skills have helped people, right? Is it an eye contact thing? Is it always smiling? Just talk about these things. I go over my talking points, have an interaction. If anybody's got any questions, we answer them there. So that's essentially what we're doing with that. And then on Fridays, we always have the recap and kind of go over what we've learned throughout the week, because we always set goals in the beginning of the week of what we want to accomplish, and then kind of recap on that, right? Like, because a lot of times when you start putting these things into practice, you realize that, hey, it didn't work as well as I thought it would, so I tweaked it a little bit. This is what I did, and this is what helped. And a lot of times you get new perspectives in doing that, right? And so it makes you kind of think about something else that maybe you can improve. And so that's why I think these recaps are extremely important. They do help out tremendously, right? And so again, those recaps are like gold, right? Really is what they are. So again, it's the same thing to expect every week. I do, again, every premiere, I do go over that stuff. As far as goals this week, I have one major goal I would like to really do. I have hit on a lot of other different things as far as, researching communication and stuff like that with different people, and I've really found those to be most beneficial, which I'll talk tomorrow in the live. But ultimately, I think this week is more about networking. I feel like I lack in networking, and it's something that I want to be better at. And so I think this week I want to actually doing some outreach and hit up some other YouTube channels and trying to network more with other people, and even look into joining lives, right? If there's a point of interest for you guys that you feel is something that you are interested in, that you want to essentially pursue, right? You go online, you go on YouTube, obviously, and you look for that live, right? That's how you came here. And then you sit in the live and you network with those people that are in the chat. And this is another thing that I've done, especially for like there's a YouTube community that I typically like to go and get involved with, which I haven't done in a while. And that's something I want to kind of start looking at again on Saturdays, going on live and networking with these other people, other like-minded individuals, right? That's ultimately what you're trying to do. So again, it's not just that. I don't want to just go on lives. I want to email some of these folks and see and trying to build a base, right? So I can get some interviews on here and everything for you guys to help improve your lives. Again, with this Underdog experiment, in whatever way, shape, and form I can do that. So ultimately, that's my goal this week, is focusing on networking this week. And then pin comments. Now, pin comments, every week, every Monday on the live, I always have a running log. Since week 1 of time management, I started a running log, and I brought that into week 2, and then I'm bringing it into week 3. I highly advise that whatever order that you do go in, that you keep a running tally, because you're going to have unseen progress, right? And this is something I talked about on the Monday Live during health, is a lot of people, they'll stop because they have a lot of that unseen progress. And it's not till you fall out of doing those routines, you realize that you actually made more progress than you believed you did. And so having this tally, right, this pinned comment, you are seeing that progress, right? You got a visual representation of your progress. And the longer you can keep that running, not only will you build this bullet sheet of things that you've knocked out, right, of goals you've knocked out and achieved. So it's kind of like, yay me, I did it, right? It's that kind of thing. It's a hurrah for yourself, right? It's a pat on your back, but it helps you want to add more bullets to that list, right? And so that's ultimately what that's for, is to continue these things on, right? So I'm taking my list from week 1 and week 2, I'm adding it to this week. I'm adding my networking goal for this week on top of that. So all these other different things I am actually adding into this week. So you'll see that tomorrow on the live. I'll pin it in the comments essentially where I'm at right now in the description in this video right now. And then I will also carry it in tomorrow in the live and have it there where I'll be updating it throughout the week. And then Friday, essentially going over that and again, recapping everything there. So as far as everything, to wrap this up, I did want to mention this. So if you guys had mentioned it all last week, one of my goals was to run 3 miles, 3 10-mile runs this past week. I've ran every week this week, those 3 days that I ran 10 miles. I also incorporated about a 5.5 mile run in between those, so it was kind of like a breather for me. And I did say on the Friday recap that I would come in on Sunday and tell you guys if I ran my 10 miler. And my last 10 miler, there was 3 I was going for. I hit one on Tuesday, I hit one on Thursday, and I did hit one yesterday. So I did want to provide you guys proof with that. Here is Monday. Let me see if I can get that just right. So as you can see, I hit it on Monday. It's kind of hard for me to see this, but I hit my 10 milers. And then, as you can see, I ran another 5 today, and I did hit my last 10 on Saturday. So I did achieve it. I want to be transparent, right? I didn't, again, want to just throw stuff under that pinned comment and make you guys believe that I was not going for those things and I was actually trying to achieve those things. And let you guys know that, we do this thing for accountability, right? We do the lives, we do the comments for accountability purposes, and it helps you, push you, because someone is there waiting for you to essentially show your progress, right? And so this accountability, it really helps. It's a tool that you can use to help push you into the direction you want to go. So with that being said, that was essentially last week was health. This week is people skills. I hope you guys have had an awesome weekend. I hope you guys are ready for this week and going into people skills. I'm excited. It's something, again, I've felt like I've lacked in my life during certain parts of my life, the people skills, but I have really branched out and done a lot in that area, made a lot of progress in that area. I hope you guys make a lot of progress this week with me. Hope you guys can join me on Monday live at 9 p.m. and also on Friday for the recap live 9 p.m. I will have those things out, schedule ahead of time so you guys can see those upcoming and set that reminder so you guys can be there to ask questions, and we can have a little Q&A session also at the end of those videos. So again, I hope you guys are doing great. I look forward to this week. So let's get this thing started.